Hello, and welcome to this CDDO informational video. I am your narrator, Don Callahan, and today's topic is the Ash Core. But before we start, we need to make sure that you already know the basics, such as how the CDDO was founded and how the multiverse works. Also, make sure you have the proper clearance to view these tapes. Proceeding with these things without proper clearance will have consequences, such as immediate job termination, fines of over $50,000, up to 10 years in federal prison, and possibly lethal force if it is determined you are trying to use this information to harm others. Also, please keep in mind that showing this tape to anyone outside of this organization will result in much more severe consequences. Now let's start. First, let's talk about how the CDDO came into possession of the Ash Core. On February 24, 1987, a 911 call was placed from a small town in Virginia called Black Point. The man on the phone described waking up to the sound of something moving very fast through the air, almost like the sound of a jet, followed by an extremely loud bang from when this object impacted the ground. On impact with the ground, all power within a mile radius was shut off, including battery-powered items. Officers were dispatched to the location but were unable to enter the trailer park due to their cars being shut off when getting within a mile's radius of the object. Police knew what they were seeing was not a police matter, so they called it to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, who then called us. After arriving on the scene and figuring out what they were dealing with, they brought in non-electric tools and equipment to remove this unimaginably heavy object from the ground. Once lifted from the ground, power was restored to the surrounding area, and the core was taken back to the CDDO facility. All parties involved were made to sign contracts and were paid a great sum of money to remain quiet. The current theory of how the Ash Core arrived on Earth is that the SN 1987A supernova caused the core to be knocked out of place and sent it hurtling toward Earth. After a few months of research, the CDDO knew many things about the Ash Core. The Ash Core is what runs every reality. It provides the energy needed for a universe to exist and is always located at the center of its reality. Now, there is more than one Ash Core. There is an inconceivable amount of them, powering a near infinite amount of realities. So let's talk about how the Ash Core operates. When in a completely dormant state, the Ash Core has a material that is identical to the average rock you would find outside your home, except the core is almost perfectly spherical. When going into an active state, the rough brown exterior melts away to reveal a cracked, mirror-like surface underneath that begins to radiate energy from the inside. It also generates particles around itself that resemble a galaxy. Something else interesting is that when dormant, the Ash Core weighs over 400 pounds, but when active, weighs less than 2 pounds. Now, even though the CDDO does not have a plausible way of figuring out what the Ash Core is capable of, they have, however, figured out how to be cautious when around or handling the Ash Core. Let's talk about the safety protocols that should be followed when handling Ash Core-related tasks. 1. The Ash Core should only be handled by trained and authorized personnel who have been fully educated about the potential risks and hazards associated with the Ash Core. 2. The Ash Core should be kept in a secure, isolated location, such as a sealed, temperature-controlled chamber or a protective container. 3. When handling the Ash Core, personnel should wear appropriate personal protective equipment, including gloves, goggles, and face shields to protect against any potential exposure to radiation or other hazards. 4. Any procedures involving the Ash Core should be conducted in a controlled environment, with proper ventilation and shielding to protect against potential radiation exposure. 5. The Ash Core should be monitored and inspected regularly to ensure that it is in good condition and that no damage or deterioration has occurred. 6. Any accidental exposure to the Ash Core should be immediately reported, and the affected personnel should be provided with appropriate medical attention. 7. The Ash Core should only be used in experiments that have been approved by the CDDO's main council. Now, if you are exposed to the Ash Core, if you are still able, please make your way to the nearest medical station. Here are some symptoms of being exposed to the raw power of the ash core. 1. Immediate intense pain and burning sensation upon contact with the ash core's energy. 2. Rapid tissue necrosis, tissue death, in areas of the body that come into contact with the ash core's energy. 3. Rapid onset of radiation sickness, including severe nausea, vomiting, and organ failure. 4. Severe neurological damage, including seizures, paralysis, and permanent brain damage. 5. Immediate cardiovascular damage, including heart attack, stroke, and complete cessation of blood flow to certain areas of the body. 6. Immediate genetic mutations, leading to severe physical and mental birth defects in any offspring. 7. Reality distortion leads to severe hallucinations, disorientation, and loss of sense of time and space. 8. Mind fusion, leading to a complete loss of self and being fused with another reality or even the ash core itself. If the death of an employee occurs, the appropriate response will take place. Family members will be notified and will be paid the appropriate sum of money. Now, to be straightforward, if you are caught attempting to use the ash core for any purpose without permission from the Board of Operations, you will be terminated. This is not in regard to your employment status. This concludes this video. Please make sure to return this tape to the training room and let your supervisor know you have completed this tape. If you need to, re-watch this tape to prepare for your upcoming test. And remember, we can all help secure the diverse and ever-expanding multiverse. Hello again. I have made this secondary tape to inform you of some newly acquired information that was not available when recording the last tape. During some more recent experiments with the ash core, it was discovered that if recorded media is brought too close to the core, it causes some very strong interference. That being said, some new protocols are being put in place. If you are planning to record or take pictures of the ash core, please be sure that your equipment has the proper protective covering. Sadly, it seems that at some point or another, our tapes have been transported in close proximity to the core, so if you see anything strange on any tape, please notify one of the document handlers. I hope you have a pleasant rest of your day, and please return this tape to its box, along with the first one.